The last figure that we have to create for 5.5b is this female Automoblox figure, and she's sitting on a triangular base with an elliptical pedestal, and then we're going to create some ellipses here to make the body of the figure, and we'll do that using a new tool called a loft tool. But let's start by creating this triangular base that is it's a equilateral triangle that's 0.556 on each side. So in Inventor we'll start a new part with a new 2D sketch on the XY plane. And to create a rectangle or a triangle, under your rectangle tool there's a polygon tool, and a triangle obviously has 3 sides, and then you'll just click where you want the center of that to be, and then you'll drag out. And it doesn't dimension it right now, so we're just going to have to click and hit done, and then use our dimension tool to make the dimensions of that, and we want that to be 0.556, and it changed each side there to be 0.556. I'll go ahead and finish the sketch, and this needs to be extruded. If we look at the next picture, it's going to be extruded up 0.32. So I'll get my extrusion and make it 0.32. Hit enter. Again, I don't like the way that is sitting. I really need that to be the front. Actually, I'd like it to sit like that. So I need this to be the front. So I'm going to change the view here to set that as the front view. And then I'd like for this to be the home view, so I'm going to right click on it over here, set that as home, and I'll say fit to view. Okay, now I need to start a 2D sketch on the top triangle here to make my ellipse. Try that again here. So right here, I need to start a 2D sketch up there. There we go. Okay, so to make my ellipse, if I go back up here, the first ellipse that we're going to make is 0.125 by 0.105. So that'll be the one we make there. It doesn't give me dimensions, so I'll have to dimension that. So that needs to be 0.105. And then the dimension here, 0.125. See if I did that right. Okay. Now we can extrude that one. Doesn't give us an extrusion height there. Oh yeah, maybe it's right here, 0.19 is what we want to extrude that one. So 0.19, so I'll finish my sketch and I'll extrude. That one's going to be 0.19 and hit finish. Okay, the next thing I want to do is create these ellipses here, this one on the bottom, and then we've got another one here, and we're going to create this one on the bottom first, then we'll create one here, and we'll use what's called a loft tool to actually loft one of those from one place to the other. So this ellipse down here needs to be 0.4 by 0.6. That's probably the diameter, so I probably want to cut those in half because it usually gives me the radius. So I'll start a 2D sketch on top here, and I'll create an ellipse. I know it's going to be bigger. I'm going to drag it straight out here, and then I'll dimension it. So I'm going to dimension this ellipse. That one needs to be 0.2. And then the other dimension needs to be 0.3. Okay, that's my first ellipse. I'll go ahead and finish sketch. Now what I want to do is create this ellipse that's in the middle 0.36 up from this ellipse. So I'll have to create a work plane that's offset from this plane 0.36. So it's sort of like creating an extrusion, but I need to get that on there first. So I'll create a plane that's offset from this plane 0.36. I'll hit enter. Go ahead and zoom all so you can see that. So it created this plane up here. I'll start a 2D sketch on this plane and my ellipse. One straight out again. And this time that needs to be, it's actually smaller, so 0.31 by 0.39. I need to divide those by 2, so 0.31 divided by 2, and then over here it's 0.39 divided by 2. Okay, that's my next ellipse, and I'll hit finish sketch, and you can see it's kind of suspended up here in midair. Now I think we could do an extrusion to next, and you could do it that way. I want to show you the loft tool though, just so that you know how to use it. So I'll hit loft here, and I'm going to add this section, and then I need to click and add another sketch, which is this one, and see it's extruded that from there to there. So that's the loft tool, and I'll hit OK. So that's made the first part of our body of our female figure. So now we're going to make the next one. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch on top here, and this time I don't have to draw that ellipse. I can just use project geometry, and I just want to project this smaller one and hit finish sketch. Now I need to make an ellipse at the top that's 0.34 up from the one that we just made, and it's going to be the same size as this one. Actually, it looks like it may be a little bigger, so 0.76 divided by 2 and 0.54 divided by 2. So we'll make that one a little bit bigger than the bottom one. So I'll create a plane offset from this one 0.34, hit enter, zoom all so you can see that, and I'll start a sketch on this plane, create an ellipse right there, hit enter, and then I'll dimension that ellipse. So that needs to be 0.54 divided by 2, and then the dimension here needs to be 0.76 divided by 2. Okay, that's my last one. So again, then I can use the loft tool. So I'm going to use the loft tool to, I'm going to select this one, and then I want to select this one up here and hit OK. Now if you want to turn these work planes off, you can. Just hit visibility. So that's the body of my female Automoblox figure. So now only thing I need to do now is just create a the head of the figure. So I need to turn on my X or my YZ plane, because that one's going right through the middle. So I'm going to turn the visibility on. Since I started everything at the origin, I can use one of these planes. If I had not started at the origin, then I would have had to create that plane. So I want to start a 2D sketch on this plane, and if you want to, you can slice graphics so you can just see that plane there. Go ahead and hit zoom all. So now I need to create the head. So just like I did on the male figure, I'm going to start here and go up 0.5. I'll go ahead and hit zoom all again. Then I'm going to use an arc tool starting here and just kind of randomly, they didn't give me measurements, so I'm just randomly going down and then clicking, and now I'm creating the curve. So that looks good. I'm going to choose another line, one down, straight down. And then I want another arc from here to here. Again, I'm making sure I have green dots there so that when I can revolve this. Okay, finish sketch. And then we'll use our revolve tool. It's already chosen that. And then the axis is going to be this middle line. And then I can hit OK. Now I can turn my plane off. And there is the female Automoblox figure. So I can save this as female Automoblox figure in your Geometry of Design folder.